Well, ahead of Valentine's Day, what's trending in dating, in school, at work, in relationships? Smartphones are changing the way we communicate with one another. Before you text your Valentine for a dinner date, you'll want to hear from etiquette expert Carrie Sue Vega. Okay, now if we asked our viewers, just in general, I bet a lot of you would say that they've been out on a date, been asked on a date via text. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Well, it's not that easy. If it's a first date, absolutely thumbs down. First date, no. If you've been dating for a while and it's just a casual date, then texting is fine. But first date, absolutely not. You need to be able to pick up the phone at a minimum. If you're not going to ask them in person, at a minimum, pick up the phone and ask them verbally. It takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of gumption, and that shows the other person that they are, they're important and that they matter.
Does it make any difference what age you are? Is it more acceptable if you're in your 30s or less acceptable when you're in your teens?
Well, I put this question out on my Facebook page,
right,
and the responses were crazy. The majority say it doesn't matter what age you are.
Okay.
Some people have the argument that generations change, technology. I totally understand that, and I get that, but I don't think we're there yet.
Okay.
5 years down the road might be a different story. I think still, and especially parents, one of the men that posted, he said, as a young, shy boy, I would have loved the opportunity to text to ask someone out. He said, as the father of 2 girls, it's my worst nightmare.
I didn't see that. Yes. Okay, so this date is on. Somehow, either you've called or it's on for whatever reason. You've actually talked face to face. When is the proper use of a phone during a date? When can you text other people while you're on the date?
Well, first of all, there's a couple of caveats here as well. If you're a teenager and you know that your parents are going to be checking on you to make sure that you're safe or whatever, that's one caveat. If you're maybe a single mom and your child is at home sick, there's another caveat. So I think it all boils down to communication and telling the person that you're with that you may have to take a phone call. And then if that phone call does come in, you excuse yourself from the table, deal with it quickly, and then get back so you don't leave your date hanging wondering what happened. And I think that's also just a good skill that anyone needs to have in life, in whether it's dating or whether it's in business. You need to be able to focus on the person in front of you. I call it good old-fashioned FaceTime.
There you go. That's a good way to put it.
You need to focus on them.
So a lot of kids, and you've got to admit this, maybe not our generations, but a lot of kids think if you don't have a picture of it on Instagram, it didn't happen. So taking pictures on the first date, selfies.
I totally understand that as well. But again,
the birthday boy.
First of all, taking pictures on the date, you don't want to take a picture of someone unless they ask you to. And it really, you need to focus on them. You need to focus on the time. You need to focus on the moment. You want to show them that they're important, not that you're worried about how many likes your picture is going to get on Instagram.
Okay.
You want to focus on the moment.
We've all heard of people who've been dumped by text, but there are other ways to ruin your reputation as a texter. What are those?
Exactly. And first of all, so help me, you better not dump anyone via text. That is a number that, no, don't be doing that. If you are big enough to be dating, you're big enough to break up at least over the phone, but in person. So, sorry, don't get me started on that.
So
but
don't send long, rambling texts.
Exactly. You don't want to send long, rambling texts. You don't want to machine gun, if you're mad, and somebody sends you a text that you don't understand or you misinterpret, and all of a sudden you knee-jerk reaction, start, machine gun texting back to them, that's a fast way for things to go south.
And the last thing was fish for compliments via text.
Oh, yeah. Don't be, that's one way to ruin your reputation really fast.
Oh, so much to learning these new generations. For more information on texting and dating and many other etiquette topics, you can check out Carrie Sue Vega's blog. We've got a link at KFOR.com.